everybody. Welcome to another episode of Don't Blame Me. Today, our guest is YouTuber, gamer, one of the very fantastic lots of women on the Big Mood podcast, Gina Darling.
Hello. Oh, that was a really good intro.
Oh, I get nervous about intros.
Really? No, that was really good.
Thank you so much. I also asked you exactly how you wanted it. So I'm here to ask, receive, deliver. But I'm not going to just deliver without being asked. It's not going to be as great of a time. So this is an advice podcast. If you guys are new here, welcome. Hello. And if you want to be on an upcoming episode, give us a call at 310-694-0976. And international listeners, you can send us a voice memo at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. So we are going to be giving some people some advice. Do you feel like you're good at giving advice?
I am, but I'm terrible at following them.
Oh,
so that's the best part.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about it.
I mean, this is an entire podcast of us listening to people being like, yeah, do this. And me being like, I probably wouldn't do this. Or also my advice is usually, this is what you should do. But what I would do is fucking shank a hoe.
Yeah, exactly. Just destroy everything.
Yeah, which is why it's don't blame me. You can't get mad or press legal charges. So should we get into it?
Let's do it.
Ooh, okay. Let's do this.
So I have a really big problem. I met this guy online 3 years ago on Omegle, and we hit it off right from the beginning. But he lives in New York, and I live in California. But when we first started talking, it was very flirtatious, and I didn't know he had a girlfriend for 3 weeks until I asked. But then after that, they broke up after 2 months, and from then on, he was really we talked nonstop with each other, and he begged me to go to school where he was going to college at. And it was really a time where we kind of just bonded and got to know each other a lot. But after that, he got another girlfriend, and he didn't tell me about it. And I found out over a Snapchat story. And but during that relationship, I wasn't his side hoe. I was there was a big boundary of I was his friend, and I was fine with that. And during that time, I also went off to college. I didn't end up going to his college. I went to a different one, and I got my own boyfriend, which didn't end very well, and it was a very toxic relationship. But on to another issue. So we both had our own, boyfriend and girlfriends, but then they ended. We both broke up with them, after a year of being with them. And over the last 8 months, we've just been in this limbo of, we like each other, but at the same time, we're not each other's first priority. I have school and he has a job, and we're only 23, so it's fair that we're not each other's first priority at this point. And we've tried to meet multiple times, but it's just this false promises of I'll back out and he'll back out. So basically, I don't know if I should pursue this person and give him my energy or just call it quits. But he does feel like home, and it just feels like he's just waiting for me. And one day, we're both just waiting for life to just settle down until we can be with each other. So I just don't know if I should give this dude energy. Okay, thank you. Bye.
What the fuck?
That's a lot of work for someone you've never met.
Holy shit. I won't even put that much effort in with someone I've met in real life.
Exactly.
This.
It's not working. They've tried to meet up so many times, but it didn't work.
Yeah, you guys aren't that into each other. And I know people who've met long distance, and they've made it work because they meet up.
Yeah,
and
they
like each other, really.
Yeah, but obviously he's gonna have a girlfriend and not tell you. You're chatting on Omegle.
Yeah,
I always thought it was
That was Omegle too.
Yeah. But so that's where you're of course he's never going to tell you that he has a girlfriend, and also maybe he's fucking married. There's just there's so much up in the air that the idea that someone who you've never met is going to be this huge part of your life while still not actually following through with anything. What your relationship and everything that you guys have done is it's easy to text someone. That's not a ton of, I mean, sure, we're saying it's a lot of effort to continue on with this, but it's not like you're actually meeting up. It's not like you're actually someone's moving someplace and doing all of that stuff. So like the idea that this means a lot, like this is a pen pal. You have a pen pal.
There's no progress at all. This feels like, you know what it is? It's a fallback.
Yeah.
Is what it is. So like they're gonna go out, date, he's gonna go out and date, you're gonna go out and date, and then if anything goes wrong, you come back like, oh my God, it's me again, you know? Like it's just a little parachute for you, and that's no fun. You don't want to be someone's parachute. You want to be the plane that they jump. Is that a good metaphor?
Yeah.
No?
No, I think you're neither of each other's, like not only you're not each other's like priority, you're not even each other's first option at all.
And she said it herself.
Yeah. And as somebody, I've not been in this situation exactly, but I definitely like, there was a guy that I like thought I really liked and had known for a long time. And like, we never had like ever like gotten together romantically or anything. And we were like ships passing in the night. Will they, won't they? Oh, he's got a girlfriend. Oh, I've got a boyfriend. We finally went out and like we had both built, or I don't know, he was still down, but I built up this idea of in my head of what cause it was he was so unattainable.
Yeah,
and it was like
romanticized.
Yeah. And then we get there and I was like, I wasted 4 years liking you. I hate you. I don't like you at all. At all. And that's the kind of thing that you guys you've been able to keep up this facade. And I think it's probably the reason why you haven't met up is because you don't want to burst those bubbles and you want to keep this to be this really like amazing, romantic, fantastical sort of thing. And I just think you need to like immediately just stop talking to him. Also, this is just I'm not going to front with you. I think it's flat out weird. Like, I think it's just fucking weird. And I think if you start dating a guy like seriously as a 23-year-old and you're like, yeah, no, I just talked to this guy that I like met on a week. We've never met up. Will our work? Will they? Won't they? If I was a guy, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And I'm a very firm believer of if he really, really liked you, you wouldn't be single right now.
Yeah.
He would have made it work.
And if you really, really, really liked him, you would have been like, I'm going to go to school where he go, like all of that stuff. But in the back of your mind, I think you know that this is not, it's
viable.
Weird. And it's not something that you really want, but it's comforting. It's like, it's a safe crush and a safe thing to have. And the issue with those like safety guys or girls or whatever is that it satiates that romantic part and that side of you. So you don't have that, you're not pursuing and like going out and really trying to find somebody else or really trying to put yourself out there and date because you already have him. And then you're also comparing people to him when in reality, you haven't even met this guy in person. So all of the positive qualities that he has and like, oh, well, our history and all of that stuff. Like you can have that with people that you meet in real life.
Yeah. And you don't know if he smells terrible or not.
Oh my
and
God,
I think you're afraid of finding out.
I know. And like if he like is terrible in bed, has like a tiny, what if he's just like so annoying? What if he's like a fucking mouth breather? Like
a loud chewer.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
And what if he's just a dick in person? Or also there's no chemistry, there's no spark. Like there's clearly none of that because like you would be like, I need to have sex with you now. I need to rip your fucking clothes off and get on a fucking plane and fly to you.
I'm really curious what the excuses were when they were about to meet up and they kept backing up. Yeah. Because if that was me, I'd be furious after years. Like, dude, what the hell, you know?
And I think this is the reason why it's gone on so long is I think you're both in the exact same mindset, which is why, because usually the same thing, I would think one person would be like, what do you mean? I'm more into it than the other. And like, you guys are both just kind of like tethered to each other, but you're neither of you have really any intention or desire to change your relationship for like to be more or to be less. And I think you have to take it upon yourself to be like, you know what? Past couple years been fun. It's been nice to have a texting pen pal. Wish you well in your life. I want you to date and I'm going to go out there and date too. And goodbye.
Cut it off.
Yeah. Cause he's also not your like friend either. No. Again, in the same sense that you haven't met him in person either. And it's also not fair to anyone else that you would start dating. And yeah. I think it's just odd.
It's a waste of time at this point.
Yeah. It happens like a lot on Catfish when the person is the actual person that they claim to be. And then they actually meet up and date and they only date for like a month because they're not who they are pretending to be. Because you're always going to put your best self forward. And if your best self forward is somebody that never wants to meet up and always has a girlfriend or you have a boyfriend, like that's not a viable relationship for anything. If you want to just be friends and just say, you know what, we're just going to be pen pals and that's it.
Yeah. And I mean, this truthfully should have ended at the very beginning when you found out he had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then it would have been like, oh, okay, you're kind of a shit dude that you've been messaging me. And also if you're probably messaging a lot of other girls on it, like the same way that you're reaching out and talking to me and you have a girlfriend, I don't owe this guy anything.
Exactly.
Peace. But you didn't do that. And so I think it's just been this like,
it shows you what kind of person he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like meeting someone in person is I met a guy online once.
Really?
When we met in person.
What was it like?
Hey, did you know that 5'10" is not the same thing as 5'7"?
Nope, not at all. I could have told you that though. If a guy told me he was 5'10", I'd be like, you're 5'7".
Yeah, right? So we met up and I was like, oh.
Wow.
That's nice. And yeah, so that's, and along with a couple other things. But I mean, people put their best foot forward online. And when it comes to meeting in person, sometimes you're just like, nope, this is not going to work out. And a part of me kind of wishes that you guys would meet up because then you'll see.
You'll be done.
And you'll be done. Because I feel like if they were to just break it off now, she'll still think about it, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of want you guys to meet up and then you'll probably figure out like, oh, this is not for me. And then you can really cut it off clean.
I truly think though, even if you flew to whatever city he's in and you got a hotel room, I feel like he wouldn't go.
He wouldn't show up.
I don't think he'd show
I'd be
up.
furious.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok the other day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They did that in a few seconds.
No. There was 8 parts. I was refreshing. I was like, send me a notification when you post. I need to know how this ends. This girl, I will level with you. She started off, I was like, you a dumb bitch. Like, you're dumb. She's like, we were texting for 2 weeks. I bought him Jordans for Christmas.
I just watched it last night.
I was like, you're a dumb bitch. You're a dumb bitch. And then, did you watch the final ones?
Wait, I left it off at, okay, so she talked to this guy for 2 weeks and he was kind of starting getting weird on text. She bought him a pair of Jordans that was like $300 something. And she booked a hotel for them to hang out. All this after only like 2 weeks of talking. So when I like at first I was reading, I was like, oh, that's fucked up. What is wrong with him? And then she said, we've been talking for 2 weeks. I'm like, you're dumb. What is wrong with you?
He finessed the situation and got his Jordans.
The only thing that I think was crazy and a lot was just the fact that he then like tweeted or something about being like he was like happy to be in the Bay but like missing SoCal where my girl's at, and she was like, so you do have a girlfriend? And then she posted this TikTok and got like 15 girls who messaged being like, are you talking about this guy? And he was playing
probably getting so much stuff.
That's what it was. He tried to buy the Jordans back off of her.
Wow.
It was wild. God. But at the same, she also towards the end, she goes, I know I'm dumb. Like I fall way too fast and I'm way too into this guy. But also she did the thing that I'm like, biggest red flag. And like, there's a part of me that I definitely have sympathy for people who like deal with fuckboys. But at a certain point, if you tell me that you're like, oh, he was so nice, immediately he was calling me wifey and baby girl. I go, yeah, you walked into this situation. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you meet a guy on a dating app or anywhere and he immediately starts calling you wifey and be like, baby girl, you're so cute, I see a future with you, I love you so much. No.
Love bombing is what it's called.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, this is not a positive trait. You're like, this is where the good guys are. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna fucking wear your skin. You're gonna die, bitch.
Exactly.
Do you want to die?
It's weird. It's creepy.
Fucking
At
creepy.
the bare minimum, he's gonna get some Jordan tag.
I died. It was so funny.
Like your standards can't be that low.
Also,
dude.
the part that killed me in that was she was like, yeah, and like he was told. So the reason why she got him Jordans is because he was like, she's like, what are you doing right now? And he was like, oh, I'm like shopping for a Christmas gift for you. And she's like, what? And she's like, I have to get you one. What do you like? Would you want? Like, do you
He's
want?
good.
I know, but also I think about it. I've met guys where literally right before our date, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna be about 10 minutes late. I'm picking you up flowers. My response, I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it. Like I can't come now. Like I will, if you tell me like, hey, like girl, like so excited to see you, like gonna be 5 minutes late, like picking you up some roses because you deserve it. I'm like, thank you so much, but I am no longer free tonight.
Really? What's your reason behind that?
Because like that's fucking gross.
It's not for me. It's not gross. It's like you weren't respectful enough of my time to go be here on time, and then you're going to.
It's just a move.
Yes,
and this move, and all this move is trying. Like you're not doing this because you know me or know this is something I care about. Late. It's like you think like, oh, this is like I've got this, and I'm like, ew,
he's late, and somebody on the side of the road was selling some flowers,
and like you think
we support them though,
and like what are you trying to get out of this with flowers? That's it's, and also it's just you're too invested when you don't know me enough yet, and I don't know you enough yet, and like.
I like flowers. Oh, just put that out.
I want them now
too, but like after,
not the first date.
Not the
when
first
we've
date.
never met.
That's true.
It's just laying it on thick. That's so serial killery. Like ding dong, here's some flowers, and you're like, I'm gonna die. You're gonna kill me.
Is usually just like let's meet up somewhere and just
talk.
Just talk.
And also, it's the same playing field, so it doesn't necessarily feel like you're interviewing him for a job as your boyfriend either. Like I don't want you to be so over the top into me without knowing me, because then I'm like, you're doing this with every other bitch. Like I want us us to go in there and both be like, hey, do we like each other?
Yeah.
Like, are we both into each other? Not like, I'm already in love with you. I've like picked out all of our children's names. I'm like,
absolutely.
oh.
I find that when the best relationships start when you don't really expect it.
Yeah.
This one guy and I, we showed up to our first date, and then he goes, hey, by the way, I'm moving to Temecula. And I was like, all right, well, that's not going to work out.
Yeah.
You want to just grab something to eat and that's it? It's like, yeah, sure, it's fine. And then we ended up talking for like 5 hours until they kicked us out.
I guess we finished that one.
Yep.
Fucking Omegle weirds me out.
I've never heard of it.
You haven't?
No,
it's literally all we used to. This is all Omegle has been used for in my life as a middle schooler. We would go on. Wait for so I sound fucking crazy, but I want to say everyone did this, because if not everyone did this, I'm going to feel fucking crazy. So it's literally just guys like jacking off, essentially, like it's all penises, and then we would go on there and be like, do you want to see our boobs?
Oh my god!
As children,
I was like middle schoolers.
Oh
I know,
my god.
And it would only be to like other middle school boys, but you would go on because you'd want to see. Like,
there is another app like that, right?
It's the same thing.
It's the same.
Chat
yeah,
roulette.
that's what
it's
I was
literally
thinking.
the
Chat
exact
roulette.
same thing.
Is that still around?
That
I don't know.
Omegle,
That's the one I've heard of. Is chat roulette.
Yeah.
I have never heard of Omegle.
It was like the same thing, but at Omegle, I think people like to say that there's more like conversations, but it was the same thing. We were just flashing our titties and being like, look at his penis. And we would it would just like be a penis, and we'd like scream and then like exit out of it.
All the times I ever tried it was just dick.
Yeah.
Upon dicks.
It's just dicks. Or them being like, take your top off. Like, well, now we're not going to.
Yeah.
But I literally did through Omegle became like there was these other middle school boys, and we all friended each other on Facebook so that we could give each other's lives in Farmville and Happy Aquarium. And to this day, we are also friends on Facebook, and they still like my shit.
That's hilarious. That's really cute.
But it's not like I dated if we were gonna date or text or anything.
Yeah.
So
I saw some stuff from my farm, man.
yeah, dude, give me some fish food for my Happy Aquarium.
Oh my god.
I lived for that shit at like 12. I was like, fuck yeah.
Wait, I can't remember the last time I've even been on Omegle. Now I'm kind of curious to just check it out.
Hi, Megan. Hi, Melissa. Hi, whoever else is there. I don't really know where to start. I guess I'm in a situation where I'm just really confused. So I guess a little background. My name's Emily. Forgot to say that. Did I say that? I don't fucking know. I'm 20. I'm a junior in college, Anyways, background. I had my first boyfriend my freshman year of college. I really only got into the relationship. We started off as like friends with benefits, and then a week into it, he asked me out, and I kind of just said yes because I've always wanted to feel in love. Like, I've always wanted to feel like that strong, passionate love for someone else, and that I've just never really felt for another, like, or a significant other. I've never felt that, and I really wanted it, and I ended up just getting into a relationship and it ended up being like a really toxic relationship, and I stayed in it for like 6 months, and I've never really gotten past that, I guess. I've always been the casual, like, sex type of girl. I've never done anything more than that. And I'm not really sure why I can't get past it. And then this most recent guy that I was hooking up with, I was hooking up with him, like, on and off for, like, a year and a half. And I basically was just hooking up with him for a year and a half. And he had, like, a girlfriend on and off in that time, which was really annoying. I don't really know why. But it was like really annoying. I think it just annoyed me because he would immediately text me after they broke up, and then I would just say, okay, fuck it, like, yeah, let's hook up. I don't really know how to get past just the casual sex thing. I don't really know how to date. I'm not good at dating at all. I'm not really good at, I am now because I'm in therapy. I'm good at like talking about my feelings and stuff like that, but I don't really know how to date. I don't really know how to put myself out there in a sense. Like, I know I'm hot and everything, like, obviously, but like I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm obviously only 20, so it doesn't really, like, I have my time, but I don't know. I just, if you have any advice, that'd be great.
She should have wrote this out.
Holy shit,
oh my
dude.
gosh.
Oh, that was a whole lot going on there, buddy.
I feel like you're going to talk about me in therapy because I am not going to be nice to you. Wow.
Why can't I get past casual sex when all I agree to is casual sex?
Right.
Oh, no.
Dude, you are not even only making the bed and sleeping it, you are building a fucking bed from scratch. You're inviting people into it and being like, come here, this is it. And then being like, why is this bed here?
Yeah.
Who made this bed?
Yeah.
You. Why am I sleeping in it? You.
How are you annoyed that this guy has a girlfriend?
Yeah. Do you know what the girlfriend is annoyed about?
You? Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you here, but okay, one, super glad you're in therapy.
So glad.
Yeah,
so glad.
Yeah, I think it's good for everyone, and I'm glad that you're taking the proactive steps to deal with it. But at the same time, your therapist should start talking about self-awareness.
Yeah. I think you're not really aware of the fact that you are in the driver's seat of all of this kind of stuff, and you're not being handed a different set of tools than anybody else. Like, point blank, everybody wants to fall in love at some point. Yeah. Like, everyone wants that, and that's totally fine. I don't think you're like you said, you're not self-aware. I don't think you're filtering or checking in with yourself. And I think you're kind of just going along with emotions and expecting stuff to just fall into place and happen. Yep. But your choices impact the outcome of things. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be in love so badly, that's totally fine. I think ultimately when people start seriously dating someone, that is the ultimate goal. You see this person, you like this person, you could see yourself falling in love with that person, and that's a good thing. That's what you want to be there. So I don't really understand that whole side of it, that's a concerning thing for you, is that you so badly wanted to be in love because you've never felt that. I also think of course you haven't felt that. You were what? A freshman in college. That's so incredibly normal. And you have to give people the opportunity to meet them and get to know them before you can ever get to that stage. But if it is so clear and obvious when someone wants to just be casual, and it is easy to get into casual things, and you're also agreeing to casual things, but these casual things aren't going to turn into this relationship that you want.
And it wouldn't be fair for you to expect that from them.
No, because you're signing up for the exact same thing. And the reason why you're good at casual is because that's the only thing you've done. You're not good at dating because you haven't done dating. And so in order to learn how to date, I think for you, I don't think that you, I was going to say something. I was going to word that really mean, and I'm not going to say it like that because I don't mean it in a mean way. I don't think for you, I think the best choice, an option for you, is to then stop casually just being casual with guys and just start dating. I don't think you can do both at the same time, because I think it's going to get to be confusing territory for you. Because I think the issue is with that guy who had a girlfriend, you were annoyed because you had feelings for him, but you couldn't really be annoyed because you hooked up with a guy who was essentially being like, hey, do you want to be my rebound? And you're like, yeah, for sure. And then he's like, hey, I'm going back to my girlfriend. And you're like, what? And it's like, well,
what you signed up for?
He literally fulfilled on the terms and conditions. Yeah. That's exactly it. So I think you just need to go on dates with people and get to know them and find out if you like them. And
you don't have to sleep with them.
No.
Just because you went on a date with them.
No. And also take the process of getting to know someone in the same way romantically as you do as a friend. It's the exact same thing, except eventually, maybe, possibly, you fuck them. That's the only real difference. And so not being good at dating, it's a muscle. You have to go out there, put yourself out there and try it out. And then figure out what you want in a guy, because I don't think you know that right now, and the kind of person that you want to be with. And I would talk to your therapist about it. I'm in therapy, and lots of my friends are in therapy. And that's one of the things that sometimes they have a hard time talking about, dating. They're like, oh, we want to talk about childhood trauma, emotional stuff. And dating can potentially, can sometimes feel like it sounds really frivolous, but talk to your therapist about it too. Because there might be some tips that she has, that she knows more information about your life. But I don't know. I don't want to claim and say that you might not know yourself super well yet. And I don't know. I also think there's a huge part of learning who you are through your interactions with other people. And I think if you can go out and start dating people and going on first dates and a bunch of first dates with different people, I think through that you're going to figure out what you want. And also through what you want, you're oh wow, these are the things that I value. And I haven't really known that because I've been put in a position where it applies. But I think you need to know yourself a little bit more, because I think you're ending up in situations that are pretty black and white, and then you're where's all the color?
so hard because she's so young too.
Yeah.
And when you're young, when you're that young, it's so easy to be like impressed by everything. You know what I mean? And then you start realizing that what he's giving you is not that impressive. It's like it's the bare minimum.
So true. It's so true.
And that's part of the reason why like older guys like to date younger girls, because literally
they're like, I'm amazing to you.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have a car, it's a shit ass Corolla, but it's a car.
No,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah. So it's gonna take you a while to figure out what exactly you want, and you just have to kind of keep yourself from like take off the rose tinted glasses for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like those crazy things that they're pulling, the words that they're saying, they're not that impressive.
No.
It's the bare minimum. So take your time, you know, go on dates and stuff. You don't have to sleep with them. Don't jump into the casual thing. Like, you know, like Meghan said, just get to know them, find what you like, find what you don't like. And it's totally A-okay to be like, just send them a text like, hey, you know, I like you and all, but I don't think this is going to work out. And, you know, wish you the best in life and find another date.
Yeah. And the idea of you being the casual girl, not the girl that they're dating or whatever, women are all very different people. But like at the end of the day, we're not all that, like it's not so crazy different. I think a vast majority of guys, especially young guys, would prefer casual most of the time. And a lot of the time, the reason why it's like, no, I would rather date is because that person who wants to date is aware and seeking other people who are also wanting to date.
Yes.
But I think because you haven't dated yet and you don't really know that, what you know is casual. So the people that you're going to be attracted to and the people that you form these bonds with are experiencing and wanting the same thing that you have been, the only thing that you know how. So you're both kind of going into it casual. And I'd say if you're talking to some guy and he reminds you like of anything, of any of these guys you've ever slept with before, goodbye.
Yeah.
Because it is all the same dude, and then just say goodbye and completely shift and change that. And also I would say like dating apps, and then filter of being like, if they say in their profile, not looking for anything casual. Oh, this is the big keyword to me. Anytime a guy says anything about chill, I just want something chill. I just want a girl who's chill. Let's just be chill. Like, let's just be chill. I don't want to rush in anything. Like, we're having fun or we're hanging out and it's chill.
Yeah.
That's fuckboy. That he just wants to fuck you and he doesn't want to date you.
Yeah.
So you need to go out of your way to date guys who are looking to date and looking to find a girlfriend and settle down, because that's also the only way you learn how to be in a relationship is through being in a relationship. And
it's open communication too. I've realized now that at the age of 30, you don't waste time with like, ooh, what if? Like,
like, does he like me? Like, I wonder.
Like when it comes to dates now, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm looking for something serious. You know, like you get that out of the way. You don't waste your time anymore. And it's okay for you to do that. Like if you go on a first date, you're like, yeah, I would actually, if you tell them, I would actually like to meet someone where I can date seriously. You know, it might scare them away, but those are the ones you want to scare away. You know what I mean? So just communicate that, and that'll help you filter them out so much faster.
And the thing with that is so many people always say, oh, I don't want to scare them away. I don't want to scare them away. If that person's going to be scared away from you saying, they're going to be scared away no matter what. They don't want to date you ever. Yeah. It's not like I don't want to say that and I'll wait till like 6 months. It's not going to change.
No.
They don't want to date you. If they don't want anything serious, they don't want anything serious in 6 months either.
Exactly.
And that's the whole thing that people think that like, oh, well, he just got out of a relationship, blah, blah, blah. Anytime I've ever dated anybody who like, you don't go into it and immediately, at least for like, I never went into it immediately saying like, oh, I like totally want something serious. Like this is something that I want immediately, especially like in my 20s, not something I would have said, but we would be dating and it would naturally get there. But there is no like, if someone wants something serious and then it's like, oh, I just want to be chill. I want to be chill. You don't go from wanting to be chill to being like, psych, I want you to be my girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it doesn't work like that. And I mean, and I even have guy friends who like, they've gone out with girls and they've been like, oh, I'm just like not looking for anything serious. And they're like, okay, cool. Well, I eventually like want to date someone. I'm not necessarily like trying to like wife you up at this immediate moment, but like, I don't want to, if you're just looking for a good time, like that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
It's not just girls who are doing that.
And it's also, I think it also, when girls hear that, a lot of them are like, well, I can change that.
Oh,
right.
I'm different.
Right. It's a challenge.
Yeah. It's not a challenge, dude. He's literally telling you, dude, no, don't do this.
And that the biggest thing that I learned from that is, here's the thing. I'm not going to turn around and say, don't worry. There is a girl that will not change him. The second he sees her, he's changed.
Yep.
She didn't do shit. And it's not you because he hasn't changed. That was me in college. Guy who broke up with me in college. I was like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? And everybody's like, no, this is what he always does. He like comes on so strong and like, it's like, I love you. I want you to be my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And then he ghosts girls. And I was like, ugh, starts dating a girl in my sorority. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Immediately that they were boyfriend, girlfriend, dated for like a year and a half. And I was like, are you what?
Yeah.
And I was like, it was her. Yeah. It was her. She didn't have to change him. He changed as soon as he saw her. He was like, I'm flipping and switching all of this shit.
Yeah.
And she's not one of those girls like, look, I changed him because she had no idea. And that's how that works. Like, you can't be that one to do it. He has to want to do it to get the girl that he wants. Yeah. And like, it sucks to not be that girl.
It's not changing the person, it's changing the situation that you're in.
Yeah. And it's all on him. Yep. And also no guy, and he's not going to ever admit it to that other girl because he doesn't want her to know that like, oh, I wasn't like that. It's like, no, I only have eyes for you. Look how great I am. Blah, 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 blah.
Girls before you were a blur.
No, when I meet mods used to hook up with in college, they just like give me these death stares. I'm like, yeah, no, I know for sure. I got it.
Yeah. I am the chosen one.
Yeah, so. Like Harry Potter, bitch.
The sorting hat.
I am the boy who fucking lived. Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, again, I didn't do that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? He did that. That wasn't
he
me.
Actively pursued you.
Yeah,
that's the difference. You can't be out here chasing dudes.
No, not at all. I was the one being like, ooh, and he was like.
So that's the same situation I was in. The dude that I was seeing, he got a lot of girls. He's a beautiful man. Yeah, like it's obvious, you know. And it was the same guy that was like, I'm moving to Temecula. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And I didn't put any effort. I didn't really care anymore. But then it ended up being like, hey, I really want to date you. Yeah. And not because I did anything, but it was simply because he was like, I really like you. Like, you're the person that I want to be with and stuff. And that's just how it works. Like, I didn't go out there with just like, well, I'm special and I'm going to fix him and I'm going to make him exactly. No, it doesn't work that way at all.
No, you want to be with someone who wants to be with you just as much. Yeah, like exactly. And you should never, especially at the beginning of a relationship, you should never, that whole question game, exactly like you were saying, of like, oh, does he like me? Does he not? If you're worried about saying something that could ruin it, unless that thing is racist or homophobic or super fucked up, if you're so afraid that if you tell someone how you feel, that it's going to ruin something, it's because they don't feel the same way. Exactly. And then like, you can't stop your own feelings. Like, you have to cut it off, end that then, because like you're just putting yourself in a position where you're being like, hey, break my heart, shatter me. Yeah. And then you get upset when it happens. And it's like, oh my God. And it's like, well, you essentially gave him permission to wreak havoc on your life.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're in a relationship or if you start dating a guy and you start thinking, well, maybe if I just let it ride out, it'll work itself out. That's such a red flag, dude. Like, maybe it'll change later on. That's not going to work out.
No. And also, if you let someone treat you a certain way that you don't necessarily like, they're learning that it's learned behavior. Then it's okay because you're still around and you're still dealing with it and taking in all of that stuff. But I would also, to tie it back to the advice, the last thing I would say, I would also talk to your friends about this. And I don't know if your friends like the narrative, even if it's in a loving way, about like, oh my God, you're like the crazy party girl, like boys love hooking up with you, and like you've got the one mom friend who's like definitely wifey, like that's how that is. I would talk to your friends about it and just be like, hey, I really don't like love that I'm doing this right now, and like if you can like hold me accountable to this kind of stuff, and also if we can kind of change that sort of narrative. And if you have other single friends who are also all about just like hooking up, casual sex, maybe spend more time with your friends who are a little bit more into dating. Yeah. And I think you'll find it that way. And then also, again, I would pursue guys who are on dating apps and clear that they want a relationship. Because I think if you're just hooking up with like friends of friends at bars, that's not really, you can't know where they're at. And conversation first, sex later.
It's nice when they have it on their profile. Like,
that's right, exactly. And then a lot of the time, and also there's ways to tell. Like I said, the chill thing.
Yeah.
And then you could always just ask immediately and be like, hey, so like, are you looking for anything serious? Like, what are you looking for? And they'll say it. All of my friends who are in serious relationships from dating apps all asked the guys before they got together, being like, are you like, what are you looking for?
Literally date one.
Yeah, that's and there's nothing wrong with it. And these guys just wanting like, I'm looking for a relationship. I had fun being single, but I'm looking for a relationship. And a lot of the time I find that guys who are on dating apps, who again aren't the douche ones that you can just tell from their messages, it's because they do want to date someone. They don't really, that hooking up with some girl at a bar and then bringing her home and trying to like get to know her from there. It's not, you'd rather know someone is single and trying to date, and you can see that in a fucking profile. Best of luck though, girl. And masturbate a ton.
Yeah.
Get yourself off.
Mm-hmm.
And then have sex with them when you
We haven't said
want
that
to.
in a while.
We haven't. Masturbate, guys.
Yeah.
Go on dates with a clear mind. Masturbate first.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like eating before you go grocery shopping.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
You go into that and you're like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
You black out. You're like, give it to me.
That's exactly what it is.
On to the next one.
I am currently a senior in college, and I'm 21 years old, and I have been having a hard time with my boyfriend recently. I'm going to start with some background. My boyfriend and I started dating in August, and it's been a really unexpected thing. I was really just looking to be single this year because of a messy breakup that I had last year that involved cheating. Until I met my current boyfriend, I was warned and told that he had a big reputation for being a ladies' man and a playboy and a sprat, which was completely fine with me since I was just looking to sleep around and have fun this year. So again, it was really unexpected when he was completely different than what everyone told me about, and we both kind of fell for each other. And it made sense with him like it never had with anyone else before. So that's kind of the background, but now the issue. So during Thanksgiving, he was showing me a funny video on his Snapchat memories when on his timeline there was a photo that when he saw where he was, he quickly exited and apologized that he had been needing to clean out his photos. I said that it was okay, and I didn't actually see any photo. And the conversation eventually shifted to him confessing that it was really the only photo he has, and that it was because it was a quote-unquote iconic photo when he had a threesome last year with 2 girls. I was completely taken back. I never really asked him about his past much besides just generally about the important exes and things like that, but nothing regarding the hookups he had, knowing he had basically too many to count, which makes me a little sick to my stomach. But, ever since this discovery, I've been feeling extremely insecure about myself, both physically and emotionally, feeling that I'm not sexy enough or good enough in bed, and comparing myself to his Playboy days and this threesome. I literally cannot get it out of my head, and I don't know if I should bring it up to him or just deal with it on my own, or if it's something I can't deal with because it is natural to feel insecure. I also don't want him to feel at blame because I don't want him to feel shameful about his past because that's not really who he is now, and I don't think that's fair for me to make him feel bad about it. So I'm extremely lost. I don't even think that him deleting the picture would make me feel any better because I already know what happened, and I don't even think that's my place to even ask that. So any advice would be really great. I hope that isn't too scattered, and I appreciate it all. I love the podcast, and thank you.
Okay, well, first of all, why are we bringing old baggage into a new relationship?
Yeah.
Also, she was going into this year.
You knew this.
But not just that, but this is what she was like going for. She wanted to sleep around, and now, and she ended up in a relationship. Like, that was what you were going to be doing. Yeah. So
and
you
also,
can't judge him.
There's also, you knew this reputation that he had. And I will also say, I personally have never had a threesome. I have. It's boring. Well, this is what I was going to say. Yeah. I want to say almost every guy I know, but any guy that I've talked to or have known who's had a threesome, their review is really great in theory.
It's all right.
It's fine. Yeah. It's kind of awkward. Someone's always a little bit left out, and like it's something that you want to do to check it off, but it's not I think almost maybe 1 or 2 have ever had more than 1. Yeah. Have done it and never had any desire to do it again. Yeah. And so I think this like idea of it is, first of all, I do want to know the picture. Like, is the picture literally him, a girl sucking his dick, and then, well, what? Okay, no. So like how do we, first of all, and why is it on? Who is it? Is it him fucking selfieing it, being like,
afterwards they're all like,
yeah.
Like, that's what I want to know.
And why is it on the Snapchat timeline?
I don't understand Snapchat timeline anymore.
So it's like a public Instagram story, almost. Oh. Yeah, right.
I haven't been on Snapchat in a long time.
So it's like, or it was sent to your friends. Like the only time it should be on.
Well, he said iconic, which means that it was definitely sent to a group of guys.
Okay, but what was it? Because like if it was just like a random picture of him just like with 2 girls that wasn't sexual, why, like he clicked out of it quick because he didn't want her to see it. Maybe it was somebody she knew.
No, but if it was an iconic photo, that means it was
has to
very
be
revealing.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah.
It has to be the photo itself. And she said, "Oh, I didn't see anything." So I think it has to be they were fucking wasted, and maybe he studied abroad. It's Oktoberfest, and there's some lederhosen and like Eiffel Towering. That's what that has to be.
But what's the Eiffel Towering if it's two girls?
I don't know. I don't know how two girls works with a threesome, which is like every guy's fantasy.
I
But
would
honestly,
love
every
a
guy's
threesome with
fantasy,
two guys.
same, 100% same.
I've always wanted to try with two guys.
Would
too.
love that. Think
Like,
of the attention.
Yeah, just to check it off.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? It'll be good or not. But I just want to check it
I
off.
would love it.
Yeah,
I would be all for
but
it.
I mean, back to it. I don't think you should shame him for what he's. No, he's not going to. He's not going to be ashamed.
No.
Don't be afraid of that. He's not going to feel bad about it at all.
No, I think to be fair, I do think you have like a right to say, "Hey, this makes me feel uncomfortable. I would like if his picture was deleted." If I were him, I wouldn't delete the picture. I would just hide it and and that's fine. I don't think that's like, I don't know. I don't think it's so crazy disrespectful because if anything, it's the memory of the story.
Yeah.
And when he refers to it as iconic, no male refers to sex as that was iconic sex.
Yeah.
It's the moment. It's the fact that like, holy shit, this was crazy. My friends and I talked about this. It was wild. Like it's the experience. It's not this like romantic sexual like thing. And I don't think, and like when you're like worried about like comparing yourselves to all the other girls, the reason why he's saying it is iconic, I don't think it's because someone like did like topsy-turvy, like twist that dick shit. Like I think it's just the fact that he had a threesome.
But it happened. That's all.
Yeah.
You can't let that get to you because honestly, I mean, it's not fair to bring past baggage or past whatever and throw it in his face in your relationship now,
unless he's making you feel, I think
Exactly.
the actions that he's doing is making you feel unworthy and gross. And I will say, this is like, we both just talked about this, that this is our type. I love a former frat boy. Former frat boy is my type. I want to know that you slept with the whole fucking world and then you picked me. And also because you know what you're doing and I have no fucking time and patience to explain to you how to eat me out. Like no desire. I would like you to just know immediately. And also like, I don't want anyone corny. I want some guy who's like been through it, dated girls, know how to do that. I want someone who's truthfully, I also want someone who's fucked some girls over, realized their mistakes and done all of that stuff, who's self-aware. And I think experience can make you really self-aware. And I also just like a confident, hot dude who's like, I can get that bitch. And I'm like, hello, that bitch. And so I totally get that. And I think at the end of the day though, his past and all of that, like, I hate to say the whole fact of like, oh, he chose you, but like he's done this. He had this whole Playboy thing and it's literally the exact opposite of the other call where it's like, he did all of this and now he wants to date you.
Yeah. It's better than, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, and that's it. Like that's like all of the stuff prior to you, he didn't date those girls. Those were just like the fun, sexy time thing. But I will say the fact that you never wanted to ask about, like you asked just the important stuff. You're like, oh, I asked about exes, but like whatever it was, like the number, it was too many to count. And like, it just felt too daunting and you didn't want to do that.
Numbers.
I think that for you, I think you have that insecurity prior to this. I think that that's a little bit there. And maybe it is the fact that your friends, what they said about him being a Playboy is in your head, but I think you just need to talk to him and get reassured because also to figure out what kind of Playboy he was. So like Mott's went to school with this guy who was like every girl referred to him as a fuckboy and was like, oh my God, he was such a fuckboy. And like when I got stories about it, I was like, no, he's not. He he literally was right off the bat. I was like, hey, I don't want anything serious. I want to be casual. And every girl thought they could change him and then was so upset when they didn't. And then he's his fiance now, they're so happy and everybody's like, how? And it's like, he pursued her. He was ready for that. He wanted that. So I think you need to find out if he was this fuckboy that was leading girls on and then ghosting them immediately, that fear that you have that you're going to be that is warranted totally. But if he's the kind of guy who's like, I don't want anything serious, I'm just hooking up, threesomes, having a good time, like no strings attached, and that's a communication with them and those girls, you don't have anything to worry about because you already aren't those people. Yeah. You've already surpassed that situation.
I was literally in the same position, but also at the same time, I'm also that guy too, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody knew that. So I was in that same position where I met this guy who was just like, frat star, Sigma Nu frat star.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember.
Who?
Sigma Nu. But he was like top house, you know, like the only Asian guy because he was the hot one. And I knew his past. I knew like, look, it's not a mystery, you know, and we both knew about each other and stuff like that. And at one point I did get a little bit like, oh, like this is kind of weird. Like, should I feel insecure? And then what I did was, one, I realized that I'm that bitch, you know?
Yeah.
And two, if it got to the point where I'm like, I do want to talk about it, I would talk to him like, yo, like, what are you about in this relationship?
Yeah.
Are you ready to give up that life? Because if you are, cool. Like, I'm down. If not, then I'm not the one for you, you know? So it really comes back to communication. I'm a big fan of communication, you know? So if something's bothering you, like this whole like threesome picture, and it does bother you that much, I don't see anything wrong with bringing it up, but don't attack him for it. He didn't do anything wrong. This was his life before you.
And communication, it's not the same thing. Like you're saying, like you being like, well, I don't want him to feel guilty and feel bad. If you come at this from a place of like, it's just about expressing your emotions. That's all communicating is. You're not trying to get something out of someone else. It's like, hey, here's my stuff. I'm going to unpack this for you and tell you how I'm feeling so I can get this off my chest. Yep. So then we can communicate. But if it's coming after him for something, which I don't think you're going to do. So I don't think you need to be so worried, because you not saying something at the expense of hurting his feelings is hurting your feelings. It's like making you feel shitty, and neither of your feelings are more valid than the other person's. And it's also up to him to make the choice of how he feels about something, but he can't know how you're feeling unless you tell him. But yeah, I also think that there's this, I don't know. There is this idea that these guys, these players and all of that sort of stuff, that it's going to be inherently bad. And also your friends might have different type than you. And all of my friends are complete opposite, except one kind of, but I am the one who would go and they would be like, no, this is going to end bad. You need to go out with the guy who said that he loved you on the first date. That was so sweet. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was creepy as shit. I'm not doing that. And so figure that out too, of how much is it your friends worried about you in your ear, who like, they would never date a guy like this, because like these guys, he's a person too. Like he deserves love and all of that sort of stuff. And just because he was more in touch and active with which means he was hot, like just because he was hot shit. Yeah. Can't fault him for it. I also feel like this must have had like happened when he studied abroad, like Oktoberfest. I think it really had to. And also you can ask him the story. Like that's the other thing too. There is power in also kind of knowing that kind of stuff. And I think you can also just ask him and be like, maybe, and even say like, hey, I don't know if I'm actually going to want to hear this, but I'm going to let you start. Can you tell me like how what went down? Because knowledge is power in that. And if you feel uncomfortable, you're like, never mind, I don't want to hear this anymore. But yeah, I don't think there's I think learning that kind of stuff, because you're going to always build it up in your head to be so much more. And
it's okay to ask for some reassurance too.
Yeah,
like, put your pride aside and just be like, hey, this makes me feel a certain type of way. Can you do you still feel like you want to do that? How do you feel about me? Like, do you think I'm fine in bed or whatever? You know, like it's totally okay to ask things like that.
And I think for him dating you and settling down with you is him non-verbally telling you, I don't want to do that anymore. But you're allowed to ask for that verbal confirmation to be like, hey, just to check, like, are you like, do you still want to be, do you miss those stages? Do you want that or whatever? But because I think he's showing you it, but it's totally fine if you need to be told, like if you need to hear it too. I would totally need to hear it. I need to ask Mott's what frat he was in. I think it might be Sigma Nu.
Oh no,
I
San
think
Diego.
it's Sig Nu.
Oh shit.
Okay guys, we're going to take a quick break and I'm going to change my tampon and we'll be right back.
I'll watch.
Sup, little fuckers. I almost called them little bitches.
Little bitches.
You're not a little bitch, you're a little fuck.
You're a little fuck.
Okay. It sounds like in my ear. I love it. Hey guys, it's us again. In case you missed it.
My name's Melissa.
My name's Meghan.
Hi.
Do you come here often? Okay, so
that's a pickup line.
do you come often?
No, well, I can make you come.
I'd be such a good fuckboy. Hey guys, it's us. We would absolutely love, think of it like as a early birthday present for Melissa, a late birthday present for me, and a belated holiday gift for us all. Leave us a review on the Apple Podcast app. We would wholeheartedly enjoy it. And whatever you want, like, let us know who your favorite guest was, any of your favorite calls, any of your favorite genres. Are you a Meghan? Are you a Melissa? And you know, maybe let us know if you're listening to this and you're leaving a review from this one. Throw us, what emoji should they throw us so we know that you guys didn't, you're the best kind of listeners who don't skip through the ads.
The one that has the tongue out and the eyes closed. It's like a happy. Well, they can't see. But
yeah, well, she just demonstrated in case you guys
you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah, tongue out, eyes closed. So then we'll know that you guys are the real homies who don't skip through the ads. So you won't be the ones asking us on our Facebook being like, hey, does anyone like know what the code is for this? I'm like,
or do you know which one of these do you use? And then somebody's like, well, they advertise for this specific one. And then I respond, if you skip ads, you might miss out on a blessing.
Yeah, you skip ads, you get cut.
You skip, you get cut.
You get fucking cut.
Get cut, motherfucker.
So don't worry, we're not threatening you. There is no repercussion if you don't leave an ad, just our eternal sadness and disappointment in you. And bye. Okay, guys, we are back from our break. My tampon has changed. I know you all wanted to know it went well.
Hello, Megan, Melissa, and guest. I'm 18 years old. So basically, I need help because I am a virgin. I've never had sex before. My boyfriend, who I've been together with for about 5 months now, is not a virgin. He's actually a year older than me, and he's had a lot more experience than I have and everything. He was actually my first everything. He was my first kiss. He's my first boyfriend. He's the first guy who fingered me, first guy who's given me oral. And basically this whole time, he's been the only one who's been, like, giving me pleasure. I don't know, like I said, I don't have any sexual experience with anything. So, like, I don't know how to please him, how to give him pleasure. He does it all to me, and he said he's, like, okay with just giving me pleasure. He knows that I want to wait to have sex, and he's, like, okay with that. But I don't like the fact that I'm the only one who's, like, having like any sexual anything here. Like, he's like not like getting anything. Like, I don't even know how to give a hand job. So like I need help. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm like really lost here. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never he's like my first everything. Like I said, he actually I never even masturbated before. Like, I grew up in a really religious home where like masturbation was like a no, sex anything is a no, which is why I'm still a virgin basically, which is why I never had a boyfriend. And so I need help because I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I think that's it. Please help. Anything would help. Thank you.
The best way to give a hand job is with your mouth.
Yeah.
A mouth job.
Yeah. I told you I skipped that step. When I was like going through the bases of being like, okay, I've had my first kiss. Okay, I've had my first like tongue makeout. Okay, touched my boobs. Okay, he's fingered me. Okay, it's time for hand job. Fuck that. I'm gonna suck your dick. And he was like literally a 16-year-old boy being like, what? That? And he's like, well, and I was like, no, I just like don't really like, I feel like you've been doing this for like at least 10 years. So I think you're probably better than I am. And he was like,
what?
For sure.
At 16 for 10 years?
I don't know. When do boys stop driving? I don't know. I feel like that's when guys probably start. You start.
I don't know.
I don't think 6.
Well, not necessarily jacking off, but like you start touching yourself, figuring your body out.
Okay.
Well, also little boys get erections all the time. That's the part that like you'd be like, what's this? And you just poke it. Maybe not to completion. But you figure it out.
How do you learn? What is porn an option? I think porn's an option.
We recommend that.
I think but I do think it might be a little daunting if you don't know anything and then suddenly you're watching porn and you're like, how am I going to do this?
Like, don't jump into it.
The big thing is you seem to have some great communication with him about like your experience level. Just talk to him about like, hey, what do you like and what are you into? And the only reason that for you, I don't know if you're like getting off. It sounds like you are getting off.
She probably doesn't know.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say because
if she's never masturbated.
You don't have the sort of like, so you don't even know him to tell. You don't even know how to tell him what you like because you don't know. So it seems like, wow, he knows all this other stuff. Like this feels great because you've never had any.
Know.
No, and also the only reason he like has any sort of idea is because he has had experience and he's been with other girls before. But those girls told the first girl he ever hooked up with, or whatever girl was. He found out how to do it because those girls told him. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing for this. Like, I don't know any guy who's like, no, that takes away the magic. I don't want to tell you how to like get me off.
They're also young.
But I mean, I think like a hand job, I think he can totally just tell you. I will fully admit to you, I have no idea how to give a hand job to completion. That seems like I would just give head. I don't know if you are comfortable doing that. I think like I would rather.
Yeah, to completion, but a hand job I feel like is the first step to giving head, you know?
Yeah, but I mean like if you want to learn how to like
get it to completion, that's a different story.
That's a whole different thing. But I think you just have to figure out your comfort level and like if you don't want to have sex right now, and that's like just figuring it out and talking with him about it, I think like is the best way to know, okay, well I am like what else are you comfortable doing? Are you comfortable? It's not, I feel like you'd be comfortable like it's a hand job, but you didn't mention head, which makes me wonder.
Right.
She'll get there eventually. It's all about communication. Just step by step. I mean, like, I wonder if she's even touched it. She has to have.
Oh, she's felt it.
She's felt it, right?
He's had to get hard while he's going down on her.
Yeah.
I would think. So what
a generous boy.
Right?
What
I
a
know.
generous
He's jacking
boy.
off so much. His dick is raw. He's like, you don't have to touch it.
Yeah.
I've been masturbating like crazy.
I really
You know what
wanna
he does? He masturbates before they hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a girlfriend who's dating a guy who's a 28-year-old virgin because he wants to keep it until marriage, and she's not a virgin. I'm just like, God bless you.
Right.
I don't know how you're doing this right now. You must really like him.
And he must be great at going down on her.
I would
I would hope so.
I'm just really curious if she's having an orgasm because she's never masturbated herself.
The word pleasure
Yeah.
is not orgasm to
I
me.
know.
Yeah.
So I think it's enjoyable. And at that age, I'd never, 18? Fuck no, I'd never come at 18.
I had.
But I was having sex. Yeah, well, rub it fucking in.
And I was.
Because you had
rubbing
rubbed it out so you could have a good time. I was late to masturbating and sex wasn't fun. I mean, sex was fun, but it was never like, and getting off for a while.
It was an act.
Yeah. So I would say, and hey, maybe for you, maybe that's some sort of that sexual confidence. Maybe it does also come from masturbating.
That's where mine came from, was I was masturbating and I knew how to pleasure me. So then I was like, I can get this.
Yeah. And then also you can feel comfortable there to also like get him off to kind of that. But I mean, I would even just say like, if you are ready to give a blowjob, we have a whole episode. 2. Hey, you know, the second one that really gets into it, Nikki Lima. She's on that episode. Recent one.
I love her. She and I have the same exact sex language. It's amazing.
We have so much fun with her on it. And that one's called like the one that you know, the one that you think it is, or the one you've been asking for.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the first one is just us, right?
Yeah. So I would say,
if you look on YouTube, there's a big old eggplant emoji in the thumbnail.
So I would, if that's the kind of like, that's literally like we give like step by step how to give a blowjob. And then I would just say again, like hand job, when you're making out with him, like you can, and you really, really can build the anticipation, and that's going to make it much less daunting with any sexual activity. Like the more you can get him excited, the less like you actually really have to like the work you have to put in. But if you're like making out with him and like unbutton his pants, like stick your hand down his pants, like you don't even have to like immediately start like, you know, tug
if you're like really into it and just don't make it awkward, just keep making out with him. I'm really horny and I just really want to try this. He'll be totally okay with that. Yeah. And then just be like in the middle of just like, do you like this, or do you want it harder? Do you want it faster? And he'll let you know. Yep.
Yeah, you can literally, and I think that's a good way of bringing it up even before, of being like, hey, you know what? I'm super horny and I've been thinking, and I really would like to like give you a hand job and get you off, and like, so like, can you like walk me through that, and like make out with him, and then be like, is this that, and that whole thing. And like, that's like, even if you just say like, hey, I want to give you a hand job and get you off, he's like, I'm a hardy hard now, thank you so much.
Exactly.
And he'll get there. And also like, yeah, just make out with him as it happens, and he'll tell you too. Like, I don't know any guy who's ever been like, the first time you're doing something has ever been silent.
Yeah,
like you'll know.
Yeah.
And if it is painful or does not feel good, he will tell you. He wants to come.
He
wants to come so bad. He'll be like, yeah, no, do this, do this. Got it. Good. Yeah. And I think there's no harm in asking.
No nails, no teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I once knew this girl and this guy who I had like set them up, and they went on a camping trip, and then I got a frantic phone call from him that she had like bit his dick and he was bleeding everywhere and he had no idea what to do. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, oh shit. And then I think
Why did he call you?
Because we were friends. And I was that girl.
But not a doctor.
No,
right?
he was younger than me. And so I was like his big sister. And he was like,
that's
what the
gross.
fuck
That
do
makes
I
it
do?
Worse.
Yeah. He was worried. He was scared shitless though.
Yeah.
I mean, also at the same time, if 100%, if someone bit Leo's dick and he was bleeding, I would be. Oh. I know I would. It wasn't Leo, but I'm saying
Leo seems more advanced than that.
No. He would never.
Yeah.
But it was the same sort of friendship, but we were in high school.
Got it.
And so it was that kind of like, he was like my brother. But yeah. And then I think for some reason I must have accidentally told her or like texted her and said something.
Did you bite his dick?
Yeah, she hated me for some reason. I think it had to do with that.
Oh, I was on the opposite end of the spectrum where I was hooking up with a guy and like in the middle, balls deep in my mouth, he's like, bite it. I'm like,
that's what my mouth immediately went open. I was like,
yeah, exactly. And then he's like, yeah, bite it. I like it when like they bite down hard. I'm just like,
on what part?
On if
at the
like
base,
you're gonna bite it off?
Yeah. He's like, I like it when they bite hard, and I'm just like, are
who
you
is
sure?
They? Who is they?
Are you sure?
And you're like, you count down. Like,
so like I did it softly first, and he goes, no, harder. I'm like, bro, what? And I'm like, all right, whatever. I mean,
holy shit.
Different strokes for different folks, man. Or like, yeah, it was very interesting. He's like, I don't want you to grab my balls hard. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, fuck it, I'll do it. I don't care. But I mean, if I'm not liable for any damage done.
I just think about in the sense that like they say that you can bite off your pinky. The level of it takes to like bite into a baby carrot, like to snap that is the same it would take to bite off like a baby, like a pinky finger.
Really?
And then I think about that with like a penis.
Yeah.
Like think about how hard you chew an apple.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that breaks.
So that was the first for me, and that was interesting.
That's crazy. Did it like look funny after? Was it like blue? Like did it get like teeth marks? Well, I guess there's a lot of blood flow, so it probably wouldn't like be so super reactive.
There was give, like obviously there's give, but he took a lot of he was able to take some pretty hard biting, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he rough in sex or he just wanted it?
He's
in him?
rough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like that bad when it's like I want to be like I don't like the one the other. Like I want it to be bad. You know, I'm not making any sense.
Somebody is they want the roughness, but don't want to give it back.
But then they're like, "Oh, I'm super soft."
Oh,
like, I don't like that.
So I'm like the most submissive person in bed ever. It doesn't seem like it, but I'm super submissive. So that's why whenever I get messages like, "I want you to talk shit to me and treat me like shit, and I'll give you money," I'm like, "Oh, bro, you are barking up the wrong tree." Like I do not have a dominant bone in my body right now. Like sometimes I could turn on
your dominant bone.
Yeah, exactly. I want your dominant bone in my body. I mean, like if it's like a one-off every here once in a while, sure, it's fine.
Yeah,
but like
but that's not.
Yeah, people are like, I want you to step on me. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm fine,
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Wow, what were we talking about?
I was just
her boyfriend hand jobs. Well,
porn.
Yeah.
might teach you a few
Maybe
things.
just Google how to give a hand job.
Yeah, there's probably articles.
I think I must have Googled that at some point.
I'm sure Cosmo has done an article.
Dude, I'm sure Pornhub has videos on that.
Well, of course.
Not
even just like porn fucking, but like actual instructional videos. Yeah, you can learn a lot from that.
Go to their like official page. They've got like better quality.
Watch a celebrity sex tape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
someone who released their own.
Yeah,
we're not here for releasing it. People didn't want it to be seen.
I think going to Pornhub's official their channel.
Just do it on a private browser.
Yeah,
and you've got your FBI agent will be like, look what she's looking at.
Yeah.
She's switching it out.
She's 18 now. She can do it.
Good for her. I'm happy for her.
I've been hearing the grunts through the phone.
I know she's been getting off, but now I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck. Please report back. I would love to know how it goes. It's an exciting time. We all have to give our verse. We all have to go through the first.
And dude, if you're like 18 years old, go get yourself a vibrator, man. Yeah. It's about that time, dude. Like learn how to pleasure yourself, love yourself, and figure it out on your own. And
you
then
won't
can
waste
teach
your
other
20s
people.
having bad sex.
I know a girl who never had an orgasm or masturbate because of super religious house until she was like 25.
I didn't masturbate until I was in my 20s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a terrible decision. I regret it immensely.
Whoa.
Now I'm like, love it. But like, I think I must have been, like 20, 21.
Whoa.
I know. It was super, and never orgasmed, obviously, but was having sex since I was 16. Being like, yeah. Should we go on to
update?
Oh my God. So we have an update. This is an update from a caller. Who's giving us an update?
Ooh, fun.
This is from the episode with Cammie Crawford. This is the girl that was dating a guy, but his ex-girlfriend's clothes were in his closet.
If first of all, you should listen. Everyone should listen to this episode if no one's listened to it. Cammie is not only my biggest friend crush in the world, this is the funniest episode. Yeah. And that call.
Hey guys, so I am the caller from the Cammie Crawford episode. His ex's clothes are still in the closet. Yeah, I'm the one that was the ex's clothes who's still in his closet. So basically, about a month ago, we stopped talking because I told him that I hate him and that I wanted him to get out of my room. So he did. And then they got back together because he needs to have a woman who cooks and cleans for him because he can't do it for himself. And so basically, I talked to him the other day because I literally live right across the street from him, and I think that it's super stupid that we're, like, not even, like, neighborly. And so I was like, hey, it's stupid that we're not friends. And the conversation was, like, the dumbest thing in the world because he literally said to me, yeah, I'm going to be with her for a while, but, like, do you think you'll still be into me in 2 or 3 years? And I straight up was like, you're kidding me, right? Like, he's mentioned multiple times that he thinks I'm childish and naive and, like, drama is just in my life, which, like, yeah, I'm 18 years old, almost 19, by the way. Like, in a week, it's going to be my birthday. Yes, I am a Sagittarius. Anyway, so, but, like, and I get it, like, I have impulses and I, like, act on them, and I am more, like, I'm happier and I love life, and that's just, like, who I am. But he's very much like, oh, you're a child. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But then he has the audacity to ask me if I'll wait around for him because, like, no. He's made it very clear that he, like, wants to marry me, like, on multiple occasions, like, has literally said the word marriage. And I was like, okay, I'm 18, dude, like, slow your roll. Anyway, but yeah, so that's the update. And he's stupid. So thanks so much. Bye, guys.
Wow, she didn't even address any of the shit we talked about.
The thing is, though, like, when he wasn't being rude to her, she loved the fact that he said that they were gonna get married one day. You didn't tell us that he was calling you childish and stuff. It's like when you have the rose-colored glasses on, everything seems perfect, but as soon as you don't get what you want,
he's a villain.
Yep. Like, he told you who he was. The girlfriend's clothes were there all the time. She was there all the time. Her car was there. You live across the street. You can look and see. Like, you were just being dumb.
Bitch, you sniffed out this conversation. You go, it's so weird we're not friends. No, it's not.
No, it's not. Stupid. You were breadcrumbing him because you wanted him to come back to you.
Yeah. When you reach out to, we've been over this. Don't reach out to an ex. Mm-mm. Don't do it because you cannot control the narrative, and they are not going to say that there is like a 1 in 10 million chance they're going to say that one thing that you really want them to say, and every other option is they're saying something that's going to be dumb, like this.
Oh, he wants to marry me in like 2 or 3 years. But will you still be here in 2 or 3 years? Like,
to be fair,
wow, Jesus Christ.
To be honest, valid question from him because you popped back up and you're like, we should be friends. And he's like, oh, 6. So like, would you be down in like 2-3 years?
Way to be
I don't think that that's like a crazy thing to say as him if you're pursuing a friendship right after all this stuff has happened.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, is it dumb that he said this? Yes. But also, like, you're kind of like leaving that door open that he's like, oh, cool, maybe this will happen.
Why are people okay with being backup plans? Why do people do this? What's
you
going
just
on
love
here?
the drama, which is fine. You're allowed to love the drama, but then just don't be sad.
Yeah. If you... Don't be sad because if you love the drama, you should be the star of the show
100%.
and not the supporting cast.
100%. You need to come out on top. If you're loving the drama, Regina George that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, be a part of it. Be the best at it. Rule it and own it and be good at it.
Exactly. Well, like, while they're fucking bring over a cake.
Yeah.
You know?
I got sugar, neighbor.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't switch the narrative of being like this, oh, I'm just this fun, happy girl, like, love life, and then just be like, and I'm going to show up with blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just, It's not. Either choose the drama or stay as far away from the drama. Don't like breadcrumb that drama.
No, it's embarrassing. Like
and move.
Yeah.
And move.
And don't be friends with him. The idea that like I'm not friends with any of my exes.
Burn his house down.
That's what Cammy and I said. Cammy, like, you sneak into his fucking house. Good God. I can't. Like, I think you both just stop. And why do you want to be friends with him? You hate him.
Exactly. I would like if I was a dude, I would lose respect for you if you came.
He has no respect for her.
Yeah, or even lose. Yeah, I would negative respect. Or like if I'm with my girl and we're just like peeking out the window, it's like, yeah, you see that girl over there? Yeah, that's her. That's a dumbass.
My God.
Oh God, that's so embarrassing.
It's just it's not a good look because like you as you talk about it, it's like you know that he's dumb, but then you're just letting him back in.
Yeah,
the best and smartest thing that you can do to prove like I'm above this, I'm like so much better than you, dude, is to never speak to him again and like not give him shit or whatever. Just like be above it and be over it and be like, okay, cool. I learned my lesson and I'm never going back there.
And fuck another dude and make sure that dude has a really loud car that your neighbor hears coming down. Yeah, leave your window open. Right? I want him to hear that car coming down the street. Like, damn, she's about to get dick down again at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yep. And move too. Yeah. And then move.
Yeah.
I can't. I fucking
would never go
can't.
back to that.
And also, again, guys, red flag when guys you've been dating for short periods of time say they would marry you. No, bitch.
God, right?
No. Fucking wait.
But the thing is, he was her best friend. Remember, she kept saying that.
Oh, really?
But like, it was only like a few months.
Okay, yeah. That's dumb.
No.
Yeah. She was, you got a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be ageist, but like, you're 18 and being 19.
No, you have a lot of experiences you're going to go through and you're going to have. And I would move on from that. You had this one, move on to the next.
Yeah.
That's how you know when someone's young. They're like, I'm 18, but almost 19.
Yeah.
Like when they have to mention, but almost 30.
And then, so 18 and 19 are the same age.
Yeah.
They're exactly.
You get no new privileges
21,
19.
25, 30.
Yeah.
Those are the only real ages. Only real fucking ages.
Yeah.
That's it. So until you're 21, you're 18.
Yeah. There's no new privileges that come to your 21.
I apologize for roasting you, but you could take it. You took it the first time. I would like to know if you like resonated with anything we said the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it sounds like you just came to your own conclusion. Like, were we spot on about any of it? Did it help?
We were spot on about all of it.
No, we were, but do you know?
Were her clothes at least cute though? That's what I want to know.
Oh, true.
Cute clothes? I want to know, do you ever see this girl coming and going to this house?
No, she does.
She does?
Yeah, like she saw when he was supposedly
on
out
a
of town.
family trip in Italy with his parents. Her car was there. And they were like, no, he's not there.
I'm not saying that you're dumb.
Wait, no, that's literally what it...
Yeah. I'm saying that you're pretty fucking dumb.
I think
the quote that Cammie said was, his clothes are in... Her clothes are in his closet. His dick is...
No, his clothes are in... No, her clothes are in his closet. Her car is in his driveway. His dick is in her vagina.
Yeah.
That's true.
Clear as day.
Yeah. And here's the thing. You don't have to be like, and I think I called her dumb at the first call and people got heated about it. You can be a dumb bitch. And that's not a permanent title.
No.
And I've been a dumb bitch
hundreds
of times.
Bitch. Yeah.
And you know what you need when you're being a dumb bitch? You need someone to tell you, hey, you're being a dumb bitch.
Yep.
Because the issue is when you're being a dumb bitch, you don't know, but everyone else around you knows.
Yep.
Everyone. Not just your friend. Everyone can see it. And people treat you differently when they're like, oh, I can pull fast shit over her head any fucking day.
Yep.
I can get away with all this fucking shit. So until you recognize and you can like fix and adjust that, you're going to be in like the same situations with other guys over and over and over again. Because it's going to be like, it's magic. The clothes are appearing by magic.
Everyone's been a dumb bitch. I was that dumb bitch.
Oh my God.
Why are there condoms missing? Oh, my roommate needed to borrow one.
Like,
why
for sure.
Why did you text your roommate for a condom? Oh, because he was using my phone to text. Mm-hmm. I was that dumb bitch too when I was like 20.
We've all been that dumb bitch.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Mm-hmm. And you only get out of it when someone's like, you're being a fucking dumb bitch.
Exactly.
And that's what we're here to say. And so I think the first step in you figuring this out is moving on from him.
No, the first step is recognizing that you're a dumb bitch.
Okay. So recognize that you're a dumb bitch And then now we have to move on to the cutting everything out that enforces your dumb bitchhood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be, we're not being friends with your stupid ex, who's also a dumb bitch.
He was never her ex, though. That's the thing.
We're not going to be friends with him. He's also a dumb bitch. Cut off any dumb bitch enablers.
This is the part where you get to have fun because you're neighbors, you know? Like, get a dog, shit on his lawn. Yeah. Not the dog,
Or
you shit on his lawn.
Same mindset.
Get a hot boyfriend.
Yeah.
Wash the car outside with your hot boyfriend with his shirt off, you know? This is when things get really fun.
Yeah, and then the more that you do that shit and the more that you have fun, you're going to be like, oh, wow, this guy was a fucking loser and a weenie. I don't even care anymore. Yeah.
Naked yoga in the front lawn. Fuck it.
Oh, God. I hope you have roommates. Don't live alone and do naked yoga outside. That's scary. Well, I hope you still listen to the podcast after this one. I think I said that the last time. But it seems like you can take it. Well, you're a Sagittarius, so you can. She's a Sagittarius. Yeah, she said that.
Yeah, she's a
you
Sag.
can take it if you're a Sag.
Because it was relevant.
And to be honest, her saying that, I was like, oh, okay. You like drama. You like some drama. What's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
I'm a Leo too.
Oh shit!
Oh my God, this makes sense. August 4th.
Okay, I'm July 25th.
Oh,
dope.
This makes sense.
That's
Then
why.
we're very similar. I get it. Okay. Well, do we have a don't blame them?
We do.
Okay, so this is when a listener will call in with their own advice. So if they've been through something similar, they'll give their input.
Okay.
Hi, I'm calling in for Don't Blame Them. I'm calling in for the 100th episode, and it's about the girl that has, like, her boyfriend where she can be marrying him, but, like, sex isn't great, and she's on routine with him, which I don't, like, totally understand, but I kind of understand, and I kind of have a little bit of advice. I came with my boyfriend. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 3 years, and we definitely, like, were in a struggle period in our sex life where I wasn't coming and he was. And we got a vibrator, and it made everything better, to be honest, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. I know that the only thing I have to say about it is that sometimes, like, it's hard for the guys to, like, put their pride aside and use it, but if you just tell him, like, hey, like, you know, it helps. Like, a lot of people can't come, a lot of girls can't come. It's not like I'm helping them or whatever it is, you know, like, just take it, like, inch by inch, and yeah, like, you know, vibrators are awesome. Use one.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm one of those people who's like, it's harder for me to come.
Well, we're all one of those people.
Yeah.
Media has created this idea that we are the few that don't come from 3 thrusts. But no, it's that is slim to none.
Yeah. So, I dated a guy for a long time, actually, and we were on that path, dude. Like, he was about to buy a ring and shit. And I mean, there were also other, you know, problems in the relationship, but I realized the sex is awful. And I've tried multiple times to fix the sex. Like, hey, let's try this. But he was just not receptive of it. It was literally like, come home, I had dinner ready, and then we would go to bed, watch HGTV, have missionary sex.
Oh my God.
But at first, it was like, he can't get hard unless it was a blowjob first. So it was a routine blowjob, missionary, sleep. And if we're feeling fucking wild, maybe he'll hit it from the back, you know? So one day when
he didn't go down on you.
Oh, he did.
Oh, okay.
But
not well.
For every like 9 times that he came, I came once. But here's the thing. I'm a really weird person when it comes to sex. I actually don't really need to orgasm every time.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah. So I didn't mind that at all. So that was never an issue for me. But I realized like the sex itself was so boring. I'm fucking like, I like to get the shit beat out of me during sex, you know? So for him, it was just like missionary. At one point, I'm like, should I be clutching a Bible right now? You know?
Should we be doing this through a sheet?
Through a sheet in the hole? Like turn the lights off or something? So I remember when we were talking about something, he's like, I wanted to buy this thing, but I think I should buy the ring instead. That's when it clicked in my head. A part of me was like, oh yeah, you know, but couples stop having sex eventually, so it's okay if I just, you know, just write it out. And then that's when I realized, like, what the fuck am I saying? No, I can't do that. And that's when I broke it off.
Yeah.
You know, well, I mean, amongst other reasons, but that was one of the reasons why I broke it off. And I think bad sex is fixable,
But they have to, if they don't want to fix it.
Exactly. But he was just not receptive to it at all. So that was one of the reasons why we just split up. And vibrators are fucking dope. All right. Like, I dated a guy who is just like me, and he doesn't have to orgasm all the time. And he understood, like, yo, if you need a vibrator, dope. I love watching it. It's hot. And it worked out, and the sex is fucking awesome.
Yeah. What the one we love is the crescendo.
The crescendo.
It's great. It's fantastic. It's bendy, and so it's not. It's
fantastic.
Oh my God!
And you program stuff on your phone.
You can do it from your fucking phone.
What? Yeah, and you can like have program, like you can create the vibrations.
Yeah, it's like GarageBand.
No, they actually like for Christmas because they like upload new ones and they had like jingle bells and like.
Bitch, you're lying. This is a musical vibrator,
dude.
Yeah.
We're not. It's classy too.
Yeah, and it's so sleek. It comes into this beautiful box.
Yeah,
like,
it's got like a shine. It's got this like nice little packaging. I hope you know. We literally essentially waited at a mailbox every day until this came. We were like, I'm so excited.
I gotta try this.
And it's like for like guys too. Like it can wrap around their dick if you want.
So that's what I was gonna say. So I think some guys, truthfully, I don't know any guys who feel emasculated by using vibrators.
No.
I think it's a big myth.
Stop being a little bitch.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, then maybe don't get a vibrator that looks like a shiny pink dick.
Right.
Like that's what they're thinking of. And I think if their pride is to like get like
this looks like a thick slap bracelet.
Yeah, it does. It's literally exactly what it looks like. With like little mouth.
With the little mouth that goes on your clit.
Yeah. I'm convinced that y'all are just making this shit up right now.
100%. It is like the perfect vibrator.
It's fantastic. And the best part of it, as like with using it with a partner, like I've done it both, like myself and then with, I was gonna say a partner.
Mott's.
It's just Mott's, babe. I'm so sorry. You're saying only you. But the best part of it is the fact that like because it is so bendy, it doesn't feel routine. And the same thing with sex, like it's adding something every time you use it. It's like adding something totally different and new because you can use it in so many different ways.
It comes with cards with like different things of how you can use it. And then on the website, they have even more.
Yeah. It's so fun. And the fact that like it is something that like as soon as the guy that you're with will see like how great this like, and also like if you're with your partner and your partner's controlling it, their ego, they're still like, I'm doing this. This is me. It's not the fucking vibrator that's doing it. It's them. And it's that like that ego. And that's like, oh my God, I can get like off. And it's the same thing of like, guys think that's hot. They want to watch it, like you get off.
Yeah.
No one's like, please keep that to yourself.
If you're into anal, you can stick it up there too. They've got cards where like if the guy's into anal and you want it in your pussy, you can both do it at the same time.
Yep.
If you're two gals, do it at the same time, two guys, butt to butt.
What is this? I'm gonna Google
crescendo.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know the funny thing about guys controlling? I have a really funny story about this. There's a vibrator with a Bluetooth remote control, and it works from like hella far away.
Yeah.
And then I remember my ex-boyfriend. I went to a nightclub, and he like I let him hold on to the control, of course. And then there's one time I was at the bar, and then I'm getting a drink, and I'm like, and I look over. And he's waving at me while holding a drink. I'm like, wait, what? And then he handed it. It was actually his friend. And I was like, his friend was just like, are you serious? I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Stop.
That was your threesome with two guys.
You had a threesome. Oh my God.
And like, it's okay. So the friend's kind of hot. That's fine. Whatever, you know? But I'm just like, bro, did you not think this through? Like, your friend just controls
pleasuring
something.
you.
Yeah.
It's pleasuring your friend.
It's not weird out about this at all.
That is so fucking funny.
And then when I told him that afterwards, he's like, oh, I didn't even think of it that way. I'm like, yes, you idiot. You just gave your friend my vibrator.
Being like, how funny is it? And it's like, well, I just made your girl come. And he's like, oh,
yeah. The
shit.
friend's like getting off at home thinking about
That's
getting you off.
Exactly. Yeah. The friend knew. The friend was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude, I'm down. And he's just like, oh, is that weird?
A moron.
That's funny.
So I've been an avid rabbit user for like the last decade.
And this thing you can use as a rabbit too.
Okay, cool. So and I haven't like strayed from that. So now I'm curious about this whole, because if you guys like, if y'all come over and suddenly see me in like an elegant ball gown listening to fucking to Bach, just leave me the fuck alone. All right, we're having a classy night.
No, it makes me feel so classy.
It does.
It is so classy. It also like when you masturbate with something classy, you're like, I am posh. I am
because like pinky up the whole time.
So because you can
truly.
bend it, so like half of it's in you and half is like the rabbit.
Right.
So and then you don't even have to like it because it bends. You don't have to hold on to it.
Hands fucking free.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the flashcards are also great. Like so much interesting stuff. We literally like so many of them. You're just looking, you like do the head tilt, and you're like,
oh, I got you. Okay.
Never in my life did I ever think I would need flashcards to masturbate. But you know what?
It shows you options you've never even thought of.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
It's
amazing, phenomenal.
I could not recommend
2 thumbs
it
up because I don't have to put my hand down.
No, I think I want to time how fast I can come from it.
Yeah.
You guys are about to get a call, like an anonymous call from Update, like, hey guys, it's Gina, and I just wanted to let you guys know.
I tried it and it's great.
It's great.
No, it is truly like I think the first time Mons and I had used it before. He's like, have you tried it? I was like, I tried it. He's like, you tried it without me? I was like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna try this out. And
because you were just like taking it out and putting it on his leg, weren't you?
Also, he kept falling asleep, and I would just smack him.
Because it really is just like a thick slap bracelet.
I was like, doesn't it feel nice? And he was like, what do you do? Oh my god! I was like, hello. No, but he like the first time we ever used it, like in sex, he was like, I think you came in like a minute and 30 seconds, and I was like, are you like what? What? Like it's like an impressive, fun thing. It's not like a.
I'm convinced. I'm gonna go look this up. I'm gonna get one. Yeah.
Everyone should get one.
Mm-hmm. I'm convinced.
Huge fans. Well, I'm excited.
I learned a lot today. I learned about relationships. I learned about musical vibrators. I learned about.
I didn't download Jingle Bells.
You got they every.
Is it still?
It's still up there.
Okay.
Yeah, every few like months they do a re-up.
Yeah, it's like a Tesla.
Yeah,
you guys gonna hear Monster Mash coming from my back.
That needs to be the Halloween one.
Yes,
we did the mash. We did the Monster Mash. That is so fucking funny. Well, that's it for our episode. Plug your shit. Thanks so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you across the internet?
Yeah, if you guys want to find me, I'm on Instagram at Miss Gina Darling. That's MISSGINA. It's like Miss Gina Darling. If you guys want to find me there, yeah. I'm also on. I stream video games on Facebook at facebook.com/iHeartGina. Honestly, if you just Google Gina Darling, you'll find my shit everywhere.
Do you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I do.
Do you relate to Gina?
I love Gina.
Me too.
I love her
She's
so
a Leo.
much. I literally have a sweater that says Gina knows best.
Yep.
And also I'm part of a podcast called Big Mood. So if you guys want to look up Big Mood, it's Big Mood Girls on Instagram and Big Mood on YouTube. I am with like 4 other amazing women, of which a couple have been on here.
Yeah, they'll all be on here eventually.
I don't know if you want to put it.
It's in the description.
Yeah, in the description box.
Very, very much along the lines of our, like if you like our pod, like girls all talking about the stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check us out there, but thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, thanks
really
so much for being on. Wow. Okay. If you guys want to be on an upcoming episode, you can give us a call at 310-694-0976. And international listeners, you can send us an audio message at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, check us out on podcast app or Stitcher if you don't want to listen with ads. And then if you're listening and you want to watch us,
Stitcher Premium, that is.
Yes, Stitcher Premium. Sorry, guys, got to pay that. And if you guys want to watch, this is all a video on YouTube as well. Check us out on Instagram, Don't Blom Meme Pod, and all the rest of our links will be in the description. And we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Peace out.
Don't Blame Me is a production by me. Executive produced by Melissa DeMonts. Camera operator Amanda Lechner. And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso, part of the HerPod Network.